much I value your attention and time by watching this video. The success of my channel is entirely because of you. And if you're new here and would like to receive updates on future videos, you should subscribe and enable bell notifications. Now, let's begin. False self-love is a hallmark of narcissists. They start acting like their target does, copying their mannerisms and taking all their attitudes. A red flag should go up if you and a new acquaintance share a lot of likes and dislikes, as this could be an indication of narcissists' interest. It's possible that they're trying to copy your ideas. They'll do more talking than showing you if you ask them about themselves. The more time you spend with narcissists, the more you realize that their first description of themselves doesn't do justice to who they really are. It's no secret that narcissists are experts at hiding their true intentions. They give off an image of niceness and charm, but their true nature is self-centered. This is because they act humbly while being assertive in their pursuit of success. No matter how difficult the situation, they will succeed. They don't accept any losses. They don't accept any losses. They are highly motivated to succeed and will stop at nothing to accomplish so. For social purposes, they get a kick out of the chance to spend money on stuff that will make them look more put together than they really are. Narcissists are envious people who have an equally strong need to be admired. Their goal is to stop you from succeeding more than they have so they can feel good about themselves. It is futile to engage narcissists in fair competition. Actually, you won't need any prior knowledge of narcissism to understand what they are. If a narcissist finds out that someone else in their group or social circle has accomplished something they haven't, they will become envious. Envy isn't just a feeling for narcissists, it's a way of life. So the fear of falling behind in the race is a constant presence in their minds. Those who suffer from narcissistic personality disorder will never know what it is to be satisfied. Despite what their power and resources may indicate, they appear perpetually unhappy. Are narcissists ever happy with their lives? All the pieces are in place, and today's meeting couldn't come at a better time to get started on this subject. It is possible for someone with narcissistic personality disorder to experience profound and lifelong sadness. Since narcissists are the sort who always feel dissatisfied with their lives, this is not surprising. Narcissists are never satisfied with any part of their lives because they are always thinking about themselves. The majority of their interactions and daily lives are fraught with difficulties. Soul-to-heart connections are only one example of the many types of connections that fall under this category. A narcissist can have lovely offspring and a supportive partner, but they will never be truly happy. It is common knowledge that they are abusive and adulterous within their own marriages and to their own children. Narcissists find delight in publicly shaming those around them. They will have to isolate themselves from loved ones in order to rationalize their actions. They would pass the time by spreading rumors and half-truths. They aren't content no matter how nicely things are going for them elsewhere. However, narcissists never find contentment in life since they feed off of tension and conflict. Narcissists rapidly grow tired of their relationships since they don't care about anyone else and are always looking for something better. Even narcissists come to understand that without rivals, they have no reason to improve themselves. Unhappiness in the workplace may be to blame for this type of conduct. The main problem is that they don't care about their personal or professional lives. A narcissist will quickly get dissatisfied with even their dream career if they are ever fortunate enough to land it. Users who have already signed up are likely already thinking of ways to maximize their experience. False self-satisfaction is impossible for narcissists. They are continually on the lookout for methods to better their lives, regardless of their current social or financial standing. If their resources or social standing were insufficient, they would always feel like they were missing out. This explains why narcissists are so restless in their work lives, constantly seeking new challenges. They could be fired if their conspiratorial actions against the corporation are uncovered, but still, it won't stop them. They are willing to take advantage of the organization financially or professionally by engaging in dishonest behavior. Some narcissists believe they can stay in power forever if they learn to exploit it for their own ends. Narcissists are too wrapped up in their own egos to take any pleasure in the success of others. They don't care who or what they have to use to get what they want, and that includes their own reputation and credibility. To avoid ridicule from their peers, they falsely claim abilities they lack. Furthermore, this is only part of the story. In doing so, they attempt to imitate the actions and decisions of others. The narcissist creates a completely fabricated image of themselves. They engage in some rather dubious behavior. They don't care about the repercussions at all as long as they get what they want. This dissatisfaction with themselves drives them to always seek out new experiences in the hopes of finding happiness. The outcome is a deep intolerance of their surroundings and the people who live there. Having so many material possessions and fake smiles at their disposal makes it easy for them to mask their true feelings of discontent. As their sadness and despair deepen, their outward demeanour changes to one of anger. Narcissists are incapable of realizing that material success, physical security, and social acceptance are not the only ingredients necessary for a happy life. Those who are self-centered, greedy, or envious will never be able to appreciate life to its fullest. Because of this, they are dissatisfied with everything, including themselves. The narcissist has no redeeming qualities at all. No matter what they do, they will be at a disadvantage because of this. Keep your distance so they don't blame you and bring their problems into your life. This is the best piece of guidance I can provide you at this time. That concludes my thinking for the day. I sincerely pray that you are able to take anything away from this video. Feel free to share your thoughts about narcissists or your own experiences with them in the comments section below. What you're suggesting would be a huge assistance in my case. Subscribe to this channel and enable notifications to ensure you don't miss any new videos. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the help you've given me. Thank you so much. You've been a tremendous assistance. When a narcissist thinks they are done with you, this is what they do. Everyone, we're back with another video. In this video, we'll be looking at the steps narcissists take before they finally discard you. Narcissists go through the stages of idealizing, devaluing, discarding, and hoovering because they are insecure and need other people for security, yet they secretly envy those who don't share their fears. Even in the midst of a close friendship or relationship, narcissists might discard. The vicious cycle of undervaluing and hoovering while continuing to pursue others continues here. When it comes to kids, they'll be there but not really present for the rest of their lives. It's possible that if they're in a new relationship, they'll start to idealize their partner's kids while holding them to lower standards than they do themselves. The best way to deal with a narcissist's discard is to first figure out what the narcissist wants to accomplish by using it. Nevertheless, the narcissist might choose between soft discard and hard discard. In a soft discard, the other person isn't completely over you but needs time apart to determine if you're the right person for them right now. They might say they need space, time apart from the relationship, or to work on themselves. A narcissist will do whatever it takes to keep you around, whether it is for their own narcissistic needs or until they are emotionally ready to deal with you again. As a result, they go to great lengths to avoid arguments by remaining polite under pressure. They keep in touch with you while going about their daily business as if nothing were wrong. However, in case the renewed enthusiasm dies down, they have you ready as a fallback. However, the hard discard seems to be the norm these days, and it could be a really abrupt and harsh way out. Intolerably, or else they vanish entirely. The unprepared may not always see it coming. Even if a non-narcissist sees nothing except the narcissist's moodiness or general unhappiness, the relationship is doomed. Sadly, some people still think of it as a minor roadblock that, with any luck, will vanish in the not-too-distant future. There is no doubt that the narcissist has ulterior motives. It's also the unvarnished truth. To this end, there are certain behaviours a narcissist will always exhibit as they set the stage to cast you aside. The narcissist may be ready to discard you since they have already found a replacement supply. There is no comparison between you and the newest supply in the eyes of the narcissist. As with everyone else, however, they will grow tired of them eventually. Also, remember that your destruction is the narcissist's ultimate objective. They intend to inflict as much damage on you as possible before setting you free. Before they leave, they should double-check that you will either hold this against them or never forget about them. There are a few things a narcissist will do before they toss you under the bus that will make you second-guess your decisions, take the blame, and even wish they would take you back. Narcissists are very systematic and have a set strategy for how they want their lives to go. Many of the actions I'll describe are characteristic of a narcissist at any point in the relationship. However, they will increase in frequency when it comes time for the discard, as the narcissist doesn't want to leave any room for doubt in your mind that they are the problem and not you. Thus, you could anticipate the instantaneous backlash. There will be plenty of naysayers. You can expect to have your appearance, sense of style, cooking abilities, etc. criticised. You may be sure that they will look for any excuse to criticise you in an effort to tear you down and give you anguish. In the second place, they'll start stealing to satisfy their basic wants and needs. When confronted about missing items, a narcissist will act as if they have no idea what you're talking about. In addition to avoiding you, the narcissist may also try to hide from you or steal from you financially. If it meant protecting their own interests, narcissists would stoop to any low. And third, the narcissist's third behaviour is an increase in whining and other displays of discontent. Everything you do or say will be criticised. They will begin to detect difficulties in the relationship where none existed before. The narcissist will show their displeasure with both words and looks of the lowest possible quality. Narcissists will try to make you feel like it was your fault they ended things. They also tell your family and friends bad things about you so they can put the responsibility on you. This was, of course, happening regardless, but it really begins to pick up speed just before the discard happens. Their deep hatred of you is reflected in the lies they say about you. Fourth, what you might expect is for the narcissist to treat you with more silence and moodiness. The narcissist is finished with you. If you can't give them anything of value, there's no use in continuing to talk to you. They are within their rights to ignore you and treat you with animosity. Those final days or weeks with the narcissists are the most tumultuous of your whole life. Their strategy involves breaking up with you and making it seem like the breakup was your fault. Because of your grief, they want you to feel responsible and ashamed that they departed. Their goal is to make you feel rejected and unlovable. When narcissist acts in this way, they are only helping themselves. All that crazy-making was done with one goal in mind, to make the other person feel like they were justified. So loving the narcissist again is possible. And the narcissist deserves a second chance should they want to come back again. Narcissists see life as a game, and they take advantage of every opportunity to manipulate our responses. Narcissists prioritize their own wants and needs above anything others. They don't care if you're a shattered mess or left wondering what went wrong once they're done with you. They want you to be in such chaos and confusion so that they may make money off of your misfortune. The last thing you should do is pin them. All narcissists, in their sick little ways, crave just that, which is still wanted and desired, even after they have tried everything to destroy you. Narcissists often abandon others suddenly, which can be shocking and hurtful to the abandoned. The narcissist's departure, though, may out to be a blessing in disguise. Realistically, you'll be better off without them once you realize what you were up against. Instead of worrying about being taken advantage of, you should focus on regaining your emotional and mental equilibrium and strengthening your defenses. The most obvious sign of a narcissist discarding is, of course, when they finally leave. It's mysterious why narcissists suddenly cease communicating with you. A narcissist who ghosts you is engaging in a game of push and pull in the hopes that you will give in to their demands. Because narcissists typically have a new supply on hand or are actively seeking out a replacement, ghosting is also common. They can't and won't acknowledge the sentiments and perspectives of anyone but themselves. Narcissists are always on the lookout for more of whatever it is they've been getting from you. So if you've been providing them with attention, a place to live, financial support, or even food, they'll let you know in subtle ways that they still need you. You will be informed of the superiority of their new supply and the many things they are doing for the narcissist that you are not. Every time I post something like this, I hope it ends up being useful. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the space provided below. If you enjoy watching this, please consider sharing this video and giving it a thumbs up in advance. To that end, I sincerely hope you found this video to be enlightening. May God shower His blessings on you this week. This is why when a narcissist shames others, they unintentionally shame themselves more. It's likely that you've interacted with a narcissist at some point in your life, whether it was a jealous coworker, an angry boss, a mother bragging about her daughter's recent success, or a seductive online date who suddenly disappeared without a word. Feelings of insecurity, use, unworthiness, rejection, stupidity, or debasement are common results of interacting with narcissists. It is believed that vulnerable narcissists engage in grandiose behavior in order to hide their own feelings of insecurity. It's possible they struggle with low self-esteem, extreme sensitivity to criticism and rejection, and worries about their connections with others and their social standing. Welcome, everyone. I hope you can permit me to extend a warm welcome and greetings to everyone present. What follows is a discussion of a poor habit shared by narcissists, and an argument for why it is essential to kick this tendency. More importantly, this is the fundamental way in which narcissists, and especially covert narcissists, cause their own sickness. Therefore, the more we condone and justify their behavior, the more it makes us sick, and the more their way of life has negative effects on them as well. Their biggest weakness is an inability to deal with challenges and disagreements, and so they learn to repress a whole spectrum of unpleasant emotions. This is a common outcome for the children of narcissistic parents. Any time there's a fight at home, regardless of whether or not the kid is involved, narcissistic parents would instead act as if nothing unfavorable ever occurred. Because they don't want to appear to be bad parents, they aren't willing to seek professional help for their child or talk to the child about how it has affected them. Parents can prevent their children from understanding emotional harm by acting as though everything is okay all the time. In reality, this isn't healthy. It's like your parents said, "Don't be hard on yourself. Instead, pick yourself up. Give yourself a big grin and go back out into the world. Mental and physical health can be negatively impacted when negative emotions are repressed and unpleasant issues are avoided. Narcissists are the root of the problem, since they are the ones who commit these acts, both against themselves and against those who are close to them or in their care. Why? This is because they care solely about spreading the falsehood of their phony identity, which protects them from shame and criticism for the time being, but can lead to their demise in the long run. In contrast, the covert narcissist desperately needs to be seen as the altruistic saint who puts everyone else's needs before their own. However, things get sticky when more evidence suggests they are not who they claim to be. When you realize their charming exterior is a facade, and they're actually quite unpleasant. After you learn how much resentment and animosity they've been harboring inside of them all this time. It's a mystery how they've been able to survive for so long. On the other hand, this is where we come in. Research has shown that merely having someone to share one's troubles with has a positive effect on one's health and longevity. Once the covert narcissist has found someone to abuse and dominates within their safe space, the covert narcissist has a far better chance of surviving to a ripe old age. Try to picture an elderly covert narcissist who is only kept alive by the suffering of others. Overt narcissists and other publicly toxic persons tend to have a much higher probability of surviving than their covert counterparts, since they are more upfront with their toxic features. While the covert narcissist would prefer to pretend to care about others, they really just care about themselves. The relentless assault of criticism has taken its toll. Their doom lies in this pessimism. This is a common strategy employed by covert narcissists to elicit our sympathy for their plight. They would have us believe a lie, but let's make it no more. Why should we pretend they are something they are clearly not? It's incredible how they manage to keep us in the dark about their true natures all along. Because we don't know what to do, we don't speak up while they keep love-bombing and devaluing us in an endless cycle. As a rule, we try to keep our bad emotions to ourselves. We've been putting off dealing with our relationships issues for far too long. Everything appears to be normal to the outside observer, but every time we do that, a little bit of who we are dies. Moreover, the longer we maintain this way of life, the less we will ever be able to recognize it in reflection. It's unhealthy to be in close proximity to a narcissist because you stop prioritizing your own happiness and start catering to the narcissist instead. If we give in to the narcissist's demands, our health will suffer. A narcissist's greatest strength is in exploiting our vulnerabilities. In our pain and suffering, a narcissist may find the strength to press on. Without us, they have nobody to exploit and use for their own selfish ends. They need us to be broken and miserable, so they may feel better about themselves. They are able to release some of the destructive emotions they've been holding in, which is essential in keeping them alive. It must be terrible for covert narcissists to have to deal with the constant hostility and strain of defending their false image while detesting everyone around them. Putting on a sham and pretending to be someone you're not must be exhausting. This is why I think they bring it on themselves. Every narcissist as simply by virtue of being a narcissist, and why they are the ones who cause it. And we must not succumb to our own bitterness. For the simple reason that bitterness can give rise to resentment, and this can happen even if the victim has long since been physically separated from the narcissist, but still harbours vivid recollections of the pain and betrayal inflicted by the narcissist. Our hatred and resentment must be put aside. Let go if you want to heal and go on. The narcissist will still adore us, even though we are permanently damaged by their abuse. The world will treat us as we treat it if we carry about bitterness and animosity. Not because we feel a need to empathise with their plight, but rather because doing so would only make our own problems more intractable. Our mental, physical, and spiritual health are all being eroded by it. So we need to protect ourselves from narcissists and the negative emotions that can develop as a result of interacting with one. We will have finally won our revenge when we can once again look forward to a bright and hopeful future. Don't dwell in gloom. Instead, show the narcissist that the flame they put out is not just coming back, but stronger than ever. Feel free to express your distress. Don't pretend to be joyful if you don't actually feel that way. Do not pretend to be something you are not. Recognize and deal with the discomfort you're experiencing. You shouldn't avoid the truth just because you fear it may hurt. Keep being yourself, and you'll start to trust and love yourself again. Learning to persevere through suffering is a skill that may be applied to many areas of life. We will not be deterred by narcissists or anyone else. A lot of appreciation for your patience. Please accept my sincere wishes that you have found this to be enlightening. Feel free to leave your comments and questions on this topic below. It is with great anticipation that we await to read them. It would be really appreciated if you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button so you don't miss any of our future uploads. We appreciate you watching this. Thanks. This is the one thing that keeps narcissists in turmoil and can't stop at what they do. Greetings to everyone. Narcissists have an idealized image of themselves in their heads and a strong sense that they'd fall short of that ideal. Thus, they feel pressured to present a particular image of themselves, and because they act inappropriately in order to do so, they continue to be socially rejected. The narcissist's primary motivation, in almost all circumstances, is self-enhancement. But we can't take these actions at face value, especially if the person engaging in them is blustering and making grand claims. It doesn't imply that they have a healthy self-image, and there's clearly something missing from their existence. Vulnerable narcissists may, in fact, harbour feelings of self-loathing. In a word, it's awful and heartbreaking. They worry that they will never measure up. Making $1 billion won't solve the underlying mental health problem. It's true. There are 3 things a narcissist can bank on no matter how much planning, lying, or manipulating they put into their lives. Because they create so many of their own difficulties, narcissists experience deep and enduring depression throughout their life. A narcissist is someone who is truly tortured, terrified, and miserable, is hiding behind a facade of fake smiles, self-assurance, and material wealth. Despite having access to everything that life has to offer, they still can't seem to calm their nerves. Nobody, no matter how ideal they seemed at the time, turns out to be the one who truly makes a difference in the narcissist's life. The problem-causing drive of a narcissist is their obsession with gaining and maintaining power, which overshadows any desire for repentance. Therefore, narcissists are, for lack of a better word, damned. The simplest way to put it is that they've gone down a road where turning around would be a huge hassle. As a result, narcissists could have some things they can rely on throughout their lives. Understanding this will help you to see why your success poses a danger to theirs. Understanding their goals can help you begin to appreciate how they manage their company. Your understanding of why they are condemned to eternal unhappiness and why they are not someone you should fear or envy will be greatly enhanced after you learn that they are their own worst enemy. Also, I showed you in this video how to do it. Bad fortune seems to follow narcissists around like a curse. This is something they always take with them when they go out. Since it's always there, they can't stand being alone for fear of facing their issue head-on. It would appear that narcissism is a punishable personality trait, and narcissists have to deal with the fact that they are always trying to better themselves. No matter what they acquire or accomplish, they will always feel unfulfilled. The truth is that nothing ever truly satisfies them. Despite this, they continue to internalize a sense of worthlessness and insignificance. A sense that there is always more to get and accomplish persists for them. The narcissist doesn't appear to be able to see that material wealth and praise aren't enough to satisfy the emptiness inside their own soul. Envy's green eye guarantees they'll never be happy with what they have, condemning them to a life of endless comparison and want. You can never find contentment if you're always evaluating yourself in relation to others. Narcissists are also never willing to admit they are wrong. Nobody in their lives brings them joy, not even themselves. Narcissists, on the other hand, are known to abuse their victims to the point that they eventually push them away, not even once they can figure out what's best for themselves, which means they keep heaping on more. Extra people and stuff are both essential. They are further damned by being doomed to a life of constant fear. They may have their hypocrisy exposed at any time, or someone could stand up to them and make them pay for their lies. Because of this, narcissists are preoccupied with how others perceive them at all times. They lack tranquility because they worry constantly and never learn to let go. The narcissist is convinced that everyone else views them as a means to an end and that they deserve the same treatment they've been getting all along. They fear being used or exposed. The narcissist, I know, frequently hit our sentiments of inadequacy and jealousy under jokes. Sometimes she would insult others with her humour. One type of narcissist uses humour to disarm others, gain narcissistic supply, and mask their own inadequacies. In this video, I discussed how narcissists could make use of comedy, but make no mistake, this is no laughing matter. Fear may be crippling for anyone, but for a narcissist, it is especially crippling because of their preoccupation with themselves. That the truth would be revealed to the public is their greatest fear, which would lead to the humiliation they've been trying so hard to avoid. Quite simply, first impressions are often deceiving. They keep covering up who they really are in the hopes that no one will find out. A narcissist's defensive, insecure, manipulative, and paranoid actions stem from an overwhelming sense of fear. Finally, narcissists are doomed to perpetual disappointment since their expectations are always too high. They have lofty standards for their closest companions. They were arrogant and thought they were better than everyone else. For them, it's an endless cycle of disappointment because they'll never be able to dominate and hurt everyone the way they imagine they will. Although they may feel they deserve it, they will not be successful in getting what they want. Narcissists have an inflated sense of entitlement, which renders them subject to frequent bouts of wrath and melancholy when their expectations aren't satisfied. They act like selfish toddlers who hurl their toys when they don't get their way. Narcissists are always disappointed because they refuse to embrace reality and recognize they have no control over the actions of others or the outcomes of the situations in which they find themselves. Their need to micromanage everything is ultimately what will bring them down. Therefore, the narcissist's existence is, to put it mildly, not a very happy one. Since this is the case, narcissists grow agitated when they observe others taking pleasure in life. It's because they're destined for a lifetime of misery, disillusionment, and horror. Although it is widely believed that narcissists can be rehabilitated, the reality is that if they refuse treatment, then it will not be provided. The narcissist must make a decision to heal themselves. It is not up to us to decide whether or not they will change their ways. Narcissists, on the other hand, would rather maintain their facade, prefer acting to be genuine. In order to blend in, they would rather put up a show of seeming to be happy, enthusiastic, and in love, Because they create their own misery in the world and then take it out on others. These people are tremendous liars. Because of their incessant focus on themselves, they are unable to show genuine emotion for others. Dissatisfied with life in general, they are quick to anger and find the smallest things to be a source of frustration. Humans are nothing more than puppets in their game of power and dominion. People today are so emotionally cold that they have to lie to each other in order to have happy romantic relationships. Disappointment, dread, and unhappiness are the only constants in their life. And all they want is for everyone else to go through what they are. Remember that even though a narcissist appears happy on the surface, when in fact things are not, as they say, you will be led to believe that they are. You should never, ever envy a narcissist because of this. As always, I hope you found this to be enlightening. Please give it a thumbs up and spread the word if you liked it. It's been a pleasure having you here today. It would be really appreciated if you subscribe so you don't miss any of our future uploads.